There's this quote from Brené Brown which goes like, because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. It's been months since I never miss a sunrise. First thing I will do in the morning is go for a long walk and watch the sun rising with different colors every day. The calmness of the water when I arrive at the first beach, the dogs playing, trying to catch the birds. I appreciate this moment to see how beautiful it is to live on this island. Then I will walk to the next beach. I love to watch people starting their day. This island, Gunner's Corner, is popular on postal cards. I think it looks like a woman lying peacefully and nothing can disturb this peace. During weekends, I will walk to another beach to watch the fishermen. I've always been a morning person and I appreciate having the chance to enjoy the different scenes on different beaches. Watching the island waking up has been my favorite routine in the morning. Then I will go back home to start my own day. I remember when I landed in Vienna for the first time, it was so cold, it was about 2 degrees Celsius, and for a girl coming from a tropical island, it's definitely very, very cold. But I immediately fell in love with the city because Vienna is such a beautiful one. I knew that it's the place I wanted to spend my whole life. I love the culture, the people, the food, the language. I traveled between Mauritius and Austria for about 3 years. Then in 2009 I got married to my husband, and in 2010 I permanently moved to Austria. I also remember how beautiful spring was. This became my favorite season. I enjoy going to museum, to summer concert, to Christmas market, which was so beautiful and so special. It was so magical. Something else I enjoyed doing was going for long walks between streets and parks. My favorite one was Schönbrunn because as a child I watched Sissi movie and I knew somehow that someday I will go and visit this castle. Of course, it's the first thing I did when I first time arrived to Vienna. Like a tourist, I just ran to the Sissi castle. German was not hard for me to learn because in school I enjoy languages, and when you live in a place where they speak German, it's easy to pick up the language very, very fast. Of course, at the beginning, I know everyone says it's true. It sounds very harsh, but when you start speaking German, it's such a beautiful language. In 2016, I landed back in Mauritius after having lived in Austria for about 6.5 years. I never thought that I would come back to Mauritius to live here again. Vienna, Austria was the place I wanted to stay my whole life. When I came back, I felt a sense of disconnection. I did not feel like I belong here anymore. Even if I was born and I grew up here, I was not feeling that I am home. Austria was home for me. I always wanted to go back, and during the years from 2016 and some years after, things did not get better, especially between my husband at that time and I. At some point we decided to separate, and for me I was blaming this separation on the fact that we moved to Mauritius. I was looking for all kind of reasons to understand this separation, why I knew what was the main reason. I was connecting all the the sadness, the stress, the frustration, to being here, for being back here. I wanted to go back to Austria more than ever, because there I thought it will just resolve everything and we will just go back to the normal, to before 2016. I was convinced that it was the solution. I had to face reality, and I knew that I have to be at peace where I am now. So what I started to do, I had to accept that I have to live on the island. I needed to understand that I will maybe never go back to Austria. I had to understand that Austria was not the answer to what I was going through. I needed to understand where my insecurities and fears were coming from to be able to work on them. I also needed to remind myself about my dreams and what are the most important things for me, figuring out what I wanted to be and who I was. Some answers were hard to find, some answers were easy to find, but something I learned during that time is that I have to face reality and not run away from them or looking for all other kinds of reasons why something is happening. Then after figuring out all this helped me to make peace within myself, which result in making peace to where I am now, which is being in Mauritius. During the healing process, I was more at ease to separate myself physically and emotionally from the past, to start living the new life I was building. There was also this need of writing and speaking a lot about my feelings, to relieve myself from all the emotions. This process helped me to be more open to my surroundings, and by bringing new things in, I gained a better sense of belonging to where I am now. I love having a simple life with minimal things, and that's what I started building. I separated myself with furniture from my past. I love having plants around the house. When I go for my morning walk, I will find some on my way and will bring one or two home. I am preparing this one for the new table which my dad built for my living room. Before I moved to Austria, I did not realize how great it is to live on a tropical island. Even if it's cloudy and a bit rainy today, it's still enjoyable. I love to spend some afternoon and weekends at the beach. I think I am very lucky to live on this beautiful island when I can go to the beach at any time of the year. I love going to this one because it's a good spot to reset after work. At the moment, it's tropical winter, which is about 26-28 degrees Celsius, and the water must be at the same temperature. I found it a bit cold, but it's not hard to get in during noon. I love lakes in Austria, but it was so cold to put even the feet in the water during summer. From this side, I also can see Gunner's Island, the one I was speaking earlier. Taking this moment for myself is one of the things which helped me to love being in Mauritius and reconnect again to the place I was born and grew up. Now that I started to see the island with a different perspective, I understood that when I can do what I want to, I can be happy any place I would be. My journey is not complete yet, but I now appreciate the present moment and try to enjoy each second.